Yeah, I believe that's the case. And it was Conrad Lorenz who discovered this critical period of bonding. Now,
Yep.
I believe that there is a period in all people's lives, but particularly men, when you are open to fully imprinting on a woman as your romantic partner.
Warning, this podcast is for entertainment only and not intended for medical purposes.
Right?
Yep.
Because as you and I know, once upon a time, you have fully imprinted. When I say fully imprinted, this is where we run into the dilemma of men who are being accused of having commitment issues. That ability to imprint is broken, and then they live the rest of their lives with various partners, wondering if they are the one or is there always someone better.
Some researchers in love went and interviewed some like indigenous aboriginal in Australia or something, and he told them the story, and because they were studying this romantic thing, and he was like, okay, so check it out, dude. There's this guy, and he gets separated from his beloved, and he like sails across seas and climbs over mountains and goes down cliffs to get back to his beloved. And the indigenous dude was like, why didn't he just take another woman?
Oh, man. I had the weirdest laugh in reaction to that. That was weird.
And so the theory is that different cultures or different historical things or different psychological whatever things can produce different responses to sex and love and relationships.
It's like your old Honda Accord. I don't know why I just say that. Why was that funny? What did I just do?
I don't know. The fucking old, comparing your lovely soulmate lady to an old Honda Accord that you love. I don't know why that's so funny.
Because it's just so fucking wrong, right? Because it's like saying, it's like implying that you settle. But I'm not saying that you settle. You actually see this person, and they really are the ultimate to you. And I don't know if I'm in control or not. That's the point. Is like, I want to say I'm in control, but I don't know if I am. Right?
I think after the soulmate happily ever after story fails you enough times, you start to get a little gun shy.
Okay, if that's true, then what's the next phase? How should men live the rest of their lives? Let's say it happens at about 35.
If the way relationships work best, optimally, is you meet someone who's good enough, and then you get married and you commit to until death do us part, and then you kind of live happily ever after. You have to work through shit. You maybe got to go to couples therapies, but when you kind of do the work, you can be in a pretty good happily ever after relationship. If that's the way relationships work, if you do it well, then we want people to do this imprinting thing and think, oh, her pinkies are the best, she's the best, because that works really well with that model.
Yeah.
But if relationships usually don't go that way, which they don't.
Yes, that's fine, right.
Then doing the imprinting, her pinkies is the best in the world, it doesn't work that well, because then when you do that, your heart gets fucking broken badly when the lady with the perfect pinkies starts treating you like shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But so what? Like, for all those who bought into the happily ever after story, they are just destined to then have their heart broken enough until
they get more jaded, and then it's now the question you ask, and so then what do you do if you can't trust the happily ever after path?
Yep.
What do you do then? Well, the answer is fairly obvious.
It's like
you try your best to engage in relationships that are going to be as meaningful and satisfying and fulfilling as possible, but you don't fucking dive in fully head first because you're not sure if there's a rock down there in the water.
Okay, yeah, nice metaphor. But those people who you are in relationship with are not happy because they still believe in the happily ever after story.
If I start wading into the water slowly and then the woman is like, David, what the fuck? Why aren't you diving in with me? We seem to be good together. She's annoyed that I'm taking my time.
Yep.
And she's like, look, either propose or I'm out of here, and I've only waded up to my knees.
Yeah.
Then that starts to be a problem.
Okay, so that's the problem. And the path forward is... Because...
Well, for me, I have to wade in slowly because, like... I think it's naive to dive in because there are rocks that you can fucking hit your head on.
Absolutely. So is then the path forward to then just describe this new story? Because this, unfortunately, there is already a description of a man who behaves in the way that you do, and that's called, like, oh, he's commitment phobic, oh, he has baggage, oh, it's a whole negative, like, there's a negative narrative about people who are at your stage of development and then are cautiously going into this thing, because you're supposed to then dive headlong all the time as soon as you see a gem.
Yeah, so it sort of is like, okay, what does it mean to dive in? The obvious one is
Good
to be
fucking question.
But well, it's a bunch of different things, but there's one that's obvious, and that is like romantic sexual exclusivity.
Yes.
And okay, so
Yeah.
that's the main one. But let's quickly provide a couple others. There could be like how much time you spend, how many times a day you text.
Yeah, nice.
If you guys move in together.
Yeah, those are all good ones.
Here, the way I do it, which I'm not saying this is the best way, but so I'll be dating, and then if I find a person who I'm like, ooh, this one's special, I think I want to do it, then I give them romantic sexual exclusivity. I do the buy-in, the emotional, I'm in love with you, you're my person. I'll text her a lot. I'll spend a lot of time with her.
Yeah.
But then I don't do the other tangible things like move in together or share finances or kind of more like non-romantic stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I think it can be a mistake to throw the non-romantic stuff into the romantic stuff. I think it can kind of pollute it.
Oh, nice. I have not heard that one, but I instantly know what you're talking about, right? Like the whole idea of let's move in and share finances, and it's like, what, like that's for when people are 20 years old and they have nothing and they're going to build a life together. Like once you've built a life and they've built a life, and they're not the same at all. There isn't an updated story. In the same way that you and I are in pursuit of an updated language to describe how do men bond and what is this?
Yep, totally.